Very good afternoon to everyone. We are on the subject change management, unit number 1, which is a subject for our HR students in semester 4. The topic which we have to discuss today is models of change. In the earlier lecture, we have seen what is the meaning of change, what are the different types of change. We have also seen why change is necessary, what are the causes of change, and what is the meaning of the term change management. If you remember, we had discussed that change is inevitable, change is everywhere. The business environment is always changing. That is why every HR manager should be ready for this change. The HR manager should act like a change agent and should facilitate the change in the organization. Now today we are going to study 4 models of change management, and they are Kurt Levin's model, action research model, expanded process model, and A.J. Levitt's model. Okay, according to the syllabus, these are the 4 models which we have to study. For an organization, change management means defining and implementing procedures and technologies to deal with the changes in the business environment and to profit from the changing opportunities. जो आपके आसपास बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट है वो कंटिन्यूसली चेंज हो रहा है, तो एज द HR मैनेजर you have to adapt to the change. You have to see to it that your employees quickly adapt to the change, they adapt to the new technology, they adapt to the new procedures, so that your organization can profit or gain from the changes which are happening around you. So these change models which we are going to study, they are helpful to understand how change takes place in your organization. So let's begin with the first model, that is Kurt Levin's model. This model is the simplest change management model where you have 3 steps. First step is unfreezing. Second step is changing. Third step is refreezing. Please remember these 3 steps. From the MCQ point of view, in your question paper, you might be asked to name any one or all the 3 steps. So, Kurt Levin's model talks about the change process which follows 3 steps: unfreezing, changing, refreezing. Unfreezing में क्या होता है? The HR manager or the management realizes that a change is needed. They realize that the old methods which are being used, old technology which is being used, or old infrastructure which is there in the organization now is not useful for earning profits or carrying out business. So they understand that there is a necessity of change. That is called as unfreezing. Second stage is changing. Once you realize that change is required, now what should be done to bring about the change? उसको बोलते हैं second step changing. Change करना, नया method लेके आना. Third step is refreezing. जो भी नया method है उसको you will have to reinforce this change again and again. Otherwise your employees will go back to their old behavior. So you have to reinforce the change, that is called as refreezing. To remember this Kurt Levin's model, you just need to keep one simple example in your mind, that of your ice tray in your freezer. Okay, so if you have an ice tray which is having old ice and you want to change that ice, what you do? You remove the tray from your freezer, that is unfreezing. Then you throw away the old ice, you wash your tray and then fill it with fresh water, that is changing. Then you keep that ice tray again in the freezer, that is called as refreezing. Okay, if you keep this in mind, you will easily remember Kurt Levin's model. This has been explained in a diagrammatic way here: unfreezing, moving or changing, and refreezing. And this is Kurt Lewin. Now let us see the second model. Second model is the action research model. All of you are familiar with the term research. Research means what? To find out something. Research, search for something. So what is action research? Action research means you do research, take action. Do research, take action. Do research, take action continuously. So this is a cyclical process. In the organization, when you find out a problem or you come across a challenge, you try to gather more information about it, do research over it, find out what is the cause of the problem and try to find out what is the solution of the problem. Then you take action. Once you take action, maybe the problem is not fully solved, so again you continue with the same steps. You find out more about that problem, क्यों नहीं solve हुआ, क्या और कर सकते हैं, then you again take some action. So this goes on and on and on, and this is called as the action research model. It has the following steps: diagonizing, that means you try to understand the problem, then you analyze the problem, so analysis, then you take feedback, problem solve हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, then you take action, then evaluation, and till the problem is solved you will continue with this step. This is known as action research. Now we come to the third model. Third model is the expanded process model. In the expanded process model, the top management will define कि after change what should be the output. Okay, so top management defines the goals, what outputs will be like after the change. And suppose the top management wants to introduce some new technology in the organization. So before they are introducing that change, in their mind or in their meetings, they might have decided कि प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ना चाहिए, नया टेक्नोलॉजी आएगा तो प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ द वर्कर्स हैज टू इंक्रीज बाय से 10%. सो देयर गोल्स आर फिक्स्ड. Alternatives for change are generated and evaluated and an acceptable one is selected. तो आपका जो गोल है वो गोल क्या है? 10% प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ना चाहिए. तो उसके लिए क्या क्या आप चेंजेस ला सकते हो आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में? यू थिंक अबाउट डिफरेंट ऑल्टरनेटिव्स. From those alternatives, you select one which is acceptable to everyone, to the management as well as to your employees. The organization may nominate a change agent. Now, who is a change agent? It could be the HR manager. It could be some expert in the field of change management. It could be the top management. It could be the CEO. Any person who is helping the organization to bring about change is called as a change agent. In unit number 4, we are going to learn in detail about change agent. He may be a collaborator, helper in solving the problems of your organization. Okay, so the expanded process model has these steps. You can see over here, forces for change, that is the first step. Recognize and define the problem. See, again the same thing is repeated in this model. पहले तो आपको समझना चाहिए कि आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर कुछ डिफिकल्टी है, ओल्ड मेथड्स जो आप यूज कर रहे हो वो बदलने की जरूरत है. सो रिकॉग्नाइजिंग एंड डिफाइनिंग द प्रॉब्लम, then problem solving process, how to meet that challenge and solve the problem, then implement the change and evaluate the change. And for doing all this, you have a change agent. So this change agent can be you, that is the HR manager. It can be the CEO, it can be the chairman, it can be the departmental head, it can be an external consultant who has been appointed by the organization for carrying out change in the organization. So this is your third model, expanded process model. Now we come to the fourth model, which is the last model which we have to study. And this model is given by A.J. Levitt. That is why it is called as A.J. Levitt's model. A.J. Levitt has given emphasis to 4 important factors or 4 interacting subsystems. They are task, structure, people and technology. What Levitt believes in or what Levitt says कि एक में भी अगर चेंज होता है, टास्क में चेंज होगा तो बाकी के 3 में भी चेंज होगा. स्ट्रक्चर में चेंज होगा तो बाकी के ये जो तीन है उसमें होगा. पीपल, टेक्नोलॉजी, किसी में भी चेंज अगर होता है तो इट इफेक्ट्स द अदर 3 फैक्टर्स. So Levitt's model focuses on interactive nature of the various subsystems. Which subsystem? Task, structure, people and technology. हर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को चलाने के लिए ये 4 चीज तो जरूरी है, राइट? यू नीड पीपल, human resources who are going to do work. You need some infrastructure in your organization. Every person who is working will be given a task and there is some technology in the organization. So ये चारों जो है सब सिस्टम, उसमें से किसी एक में भी अगर चेंज हुआ तो it is going to have an impact on the other 3. This is represented by this diagram. हाँ? So if you say people change, यानी top management अगर बदल गया, the manager leaves the organization and goes away, then definitely when you are appointing someone new, तो task बदल जाएगा, structure बदल जाएगा, नया person जो आता है वो नया technology लेके आ सकता है, ठीक है? So change in this one factor, one component will bring about change in these 3. Similarly, अगर technology बदल गया, if a new technology is implemented in the organization, then people will have to learn. तो उनको ट्रेनिंग देना पड़ेगा. So people will change. नए लोग नहीं आएंगे, वही लोग रहेंगे, but उनका knowledge update हो जाएगा. So people will, their skill sets will change. टेक्नोलॉजी नया आने की वजह से उनका जो काम करने का तरीका है वो बदल जाएगा. So tasks will change. Infrastructure will also change, right? So technological tools is one important factor which is affecting the rest of the 3. Similarly, if task changes, अगर जो काम करना है वो बदल जाएगा तो फिर again people will have to be updated, people will have to learn, training has to be given, infrastructure has to change. Structure यहाँ पे it is not just physical structure, it is also the relationship between the top management and the employees. You know, that structure which you have learned, top management, middle level management, lower level management, उसको भी structure बोलते हैं. So एक में भी change हुआ तो remaining 3 में change होगा. That is what Levitt is saying in this model. So these are the 4 models which we have to study according to our syllabus. There is one important model which has not been mentioned in the syllabus, but nevertheless it is important, and that is Prosky's Adkar model. Prosky's Adkar model is very simple and very easy to remember. These are the letters A, D, K, A, R, which you have to remember. A stands for awareness of need for change. Change लाना जरूरी है. Awareness. D stands for desire to participate and support the change. हाँ, चेंज लाना जरूरी है, बट आपको इच्छा है क्या चेंज लाने की? सो डिजायर. देन के स्टैंड्स फॉर नॉलेज ऑन हाउ टू चेंज. हाँ, आपको चेंज होना है बट आपको मालूम भी तो होना चाहिए ना कैसे चेंज होना है. सो दैट इज नॉलेज. देन फोर्थ, एबिलिटी टू इम्प्लीमेंट रिक्वायर्ड स्किल्स एंड बिहेवियर. आपको नॉलेज है बट आपके पास एबिलिटी नहीं है, आपके पास नया टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है तो भी चेंज नहीं ला सकते हैं. सो ability is very important. And the last is reinforcement. That means whatever new things you are implementing, that has to be reinforced again and again, ताकि वो जो नया चेंज है वो लोग भूल नहीं जाए, आपके एम्प्लॉयज भूल नहीं जाए. So this is called as Prosky's Adkar model of change. So we conclude this topic. The change models are created by people based on their research and experience. The models of change management should be explored and take what is valuable for the organization. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि आप organization के अंदर जब भी change लाते हो as an HR manager, then you will say, okay, I will use Prosky model, okay, I will use Kurt-Lewin model, okay, I will use Levitt model. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. What is suitable for your organization, what is suitable for that situation, that you need to look at when you are introducing the change. At a personal and organization level, the model of change management that the organization chooses are always motivated by the way the organization approaches the change. So these are the different models which we have learned today. I hope this is clear to all of you. Have you all understood the different models of change management?